What were your overall thoughts on the meeting today? How did you feel like it went?
I was amazed that we glossed over the difference between an economic loss and an actual loss, because there was no actual losses. The economic loss basically is a lost opportunity that may or may not ever be realized. And I was just amazed that we glossed over that and get into all the other issues. Somebody asking the question, how come St. Bernard has such a large amount of the business? It's because every time they put out bids for bonds, we had better prices for everybody. Very simple.
So you feel like your firm just had a better price, that's why they got the business?
Our overhead's much lower.
Okay.
And you heard Ms. Sampson testify that when she had bonds come due, she'd get 4 or 5 offers. And then you heard Ms. Schaffner testify that, well, if the broker that had the bonds before, if he was lower, to give him the chance to come up. A lot of times he wouldn't come up, we'd get the business because we had the best price.
So you feel like that your firm hadn't done anything wrong?
No, we hadn't done anything wrong.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. We've been examined by every examiner there is, and they all said, that's fine.
Why do you feel like the state treasurer used you as heavily as they did compared to some of the other firms in the state?
Because our yields were better, because our pricing was better.
Okay.
Someone else would offer a bond that yielded 1.45. We'd offer a bond that yielded 1.50.
Okay.
And this kind of money, the amount of money that's there, it adds a lot to the bottom line to the state. No, we acquired that business by having better pricing.
Okay.
Not by favors, not by being better looking. We acquired it because we had better pricing, which gave better yields to the state.
Okay. What's your response to the? I think there's a letter from the security.
Yeah, when they came up, and after this all came out last fall, they came up and did a pretty extensive examination of all the trades we've done with the state, and their letter of caution says, we wish you had a better email system, we wish you had written notes about your verbal conversations. Well, neither one of those is required under Arkansas Securities Act.
Y'all taking steps to try to remedy that?
Yeah, we've already done that. Hi, Robert Dale. But, yes.
Okay. Okay.
But no, we did a good job. We got the business because we did a good job.
Do you have any other thing you'd like to add, just to clarify anything?
No, I was just disappointed that no one went to great lengths to explain the difference between economic loss and actual loss. There was no actual loss. Every one of these trades made money for the state. It's just if you project it in a worst-case scenario all the way out to maturity, they're saying that it was $58,000 less than it should be, of which only $11,000 of that was St. Bernard's. The rest of it was someone else's.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.